Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the LaKeisha J. Richards Show. Have you missed me? Well, guess what? I missed you. You know, I had to take a little break as God has been elevating me, and it was necessary for me to just take some time so that I could prepare and just get into the presence of the Lord so that I could make sure that I was good for that elevation. But I am back, and I tell you, I am so thankful to be back with you. Thank you so much for your messages, just checking on me to make sure that I was okay. When God tell you to pull away from social media or just pull away from whatever it is, you have to be obedient, and you can't always explain to people what it is that God is doing, but you just got to be obedient to what he said to do. And then when he released you, that's when you can come back and you can tell everybody what God is doing. But I am just so thankful to be back with you. I'm so excited for my guest on tonight. I don't want to prolong the time, but I have to make sure that I give honor to whom honor is due. I want to take a moment and just thank the founders of the Zenith TV network. I'm talking about Apostles Alton and Apostle Nakay Natson. We are so grateful for them and for all of the Zenith TV network family, those that are here, that are streaming and have their shows and their TV shows and their radio shows. We are just so excited to be a part of this family. Well, without further ado, as I told you, I have a show for you tonight. I am so honored. I'm so humbled to have this mighty woman of God. I met her through my mentor, Dr. Kishma George, and I'm not going to prolong the time. I'm going to bring her to the stage. I'm talking about none other than the lovely, the beautiful Dr. Gail James. Thank you, woman of God, for
How
coming to the
are you?
Richard Show.
It's a pleasure. It's my pleasure to be with you tonight.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh my goodness. I see you. You are truly a mover and a shaker, and God is doing some amazing things. First of all, I just have to say congratulations to you. I saw today that you are going to be receiving the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my
God gets
goodness.
all the glory. He does.
Yes, yes. I'm telling you, God is doing some amazing things in your life. And I want you to know that I celebrate you. I support you. I'm just thankful that He is doing everything that He is doing for you, because truly you have a story. And I know that you're going to share with us on tonight some of that story. But before we get started, I want you to tell the people, who is Dr. Gail James?
Well, Dr. Gail James is a little girl from the U.S. Virgin Islands, born and raised, and I am now a number one bestseller of two books, and I also am an art a pastor, a therapist, a trauma coach, a business coach, and a CEO, entrepreneur. I own many businesses, and my best title is just a servant of God. That's my favorite title. Mother, wife, but I'm a servant of God.
Come on. Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm right there with you. I mean, thank God for the titles. Thank God for the accolades. Thank God for all of that. But at the end of the day, just call me servant.
That's it.
Call me servant, because
That's
I
it.
love serving the people of God, and to look at you and see how all the titles that you are wearing. I'm telling you, the hats that you wear, you are wearing them well. I'm telling you, God has just put a win on your name, and He is just truly blessing you. He's blessing the works of your hands. And I'm excited. I'm excited. You talked about your book again. Congratulations on being a number one bestseller. I want you to get into talking about your story. I know one of your books is From the Pit to the Palace. Talk to us about that book.
The Pit to the Palace is kind of like my life story. In a nutshell, it kind of tells me coming up in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I am a survivor of childhood sexual molestation by three of my male siblings. And then I ended up going into relationships that were domestic violence relationships, being kidnapped at gunpoint with a 12 gauge gun and a 9 millimeter, hit in the back of the head with the 9 millimeter, being kicked in the ribs with steel toe boots, trying to drown me in a pool, throw me out of a moving vehicle. It's a lot of stuff, but I highlight my story because I want people to understand how trauma can affect you for the rest of your life if you're not healed, because you're bleeding on people that didn't cut you. So we in this world now, we got people parenting from a place of pain because they're not healed instead of purpose. They're preaching and pastoring and ministering from a place of pain, bleeding on the flock because they're not healed. People are in business, they're leading from a place of pain and not of purpose because they're not healed. So my story was to help people to understand what can happen if you heal. Because yes, now I'm a CEO, I'm multimillionaire, I have businesses all over the world. I have businesses in the US Virgin Islands, I have businesses in Florida, I have home health care agencies, group home, mental health practices. My home health care agencies are Medicaid, Medicare accredited. I travel all over doing the businesses, but I need people to know the story before the glory, because had I not healed, I wouldn't be able to be as successful as I am today. God, it was God. It was not anything I did so great. But even when I didn't want to listen to God and I wasn't obeying him right, I still had a little bit of faith and I still wouldn't give up on him. I still trusted him. And so he guided me in the right direction, because coming from someone like me, that my mother, my brother, what the one I reported on was 21 and I was 10 at the time. And he admitted and he said he was sorry. And the response I thought I was going to get was, okay, let me hug you and kiss you. I feel bad. No, it was, you worthless, good for nothing dog. You knew what you were doing and you wanted it. That's what my mother that gave birth to me said. And so 10, I really didn't understand it. I just knew, I felt like she was mad at me and I didn't know why. So I didn't really respond. But after they came and took me out the house and put me in a home for bad girls, and these girls are sneaking men in through the window, they having sex with them. I'm sharing the twin bed with you and we rubbing elbows while you having sex with this dude. I'm like, I went from the pot to the frying pan. So I left. And every time they took me back, I just ran away. I had my own apartment at the age of 14, paying $250 month rent a month. And my school was an hour drive away. I would get up every morning, walk, and catch ride to school. When I get off of school, go work my 2 jobs after school, and then go home. And all of this because my mother was parenting from a place of pain. She had trauma that she never dealt with. And so to her, I resembled like I was doing that was something that was out of the norm. What I was doing was normal, but her norm was toxic. So it looked like my norm wasn't the norm. Her norm is the norm, but it was toxic. It's chaotic. You have been the black sheep of your family. And that's why our grandmother treat us the way she do. She have a special grandchild. She got to go kiss the one first and then push all of us away and then come back to us. And I asked God, and I tell you, had it not been for God, I would not have be able to. I forgave my mother, and I told her, I said, I forgive you for an apology. I don't even want. I just want to forgive you. I just want to forgive you, because I asked God, and when God took me back, and He said, "Remember when she used to take y'all to Dominica to see your grandma, and she would line all 12 of y'all up, and your grandma would push all y'all out the way, and then go kiss this one grandchild and come back to y'all?" He said, I said, yes. I said, what's that? He said, that's the same black sheepism your mama doing with you. Because she was the black sheep. I said, what? I said, God, well, why she hate me so much? I said, why would I tell her my adult brother did something to me and she's so mad with me? God said, what happened to you when you were sexually molested? Wasn't you promiscuous? I said, yes. He said, how much children do your mom have? I said, 12. He said, well, how much fathers? I said, ooh, about 7 or 8. And she only married mine. She had 3 children with my dad. I'm the middle. I'm the 11th child of hers. And God said to me, your mother, when your mother looks at you, she sees who she wanted to be. She wished she had the voice to tell and to make everybody know this is what happened to me, but she didn't. And so when she look at you, it frustrates her because you're a direct reflection of what she wished she could be. And so at that moment, I understood I have to forgive her for an apology I'll never get, because she is living in the state of her trauma. She has not been healed, so she's still living in this traumatized state. So everybody she gets in contact with, she bleeds on them, because hurt people hurt people. So I told my mom before she died, I love her. And I said, I forgive you. When my mom got sick, she had 6 strokes. Guess who was flying round trip to the Virgin Islands every week to take care of her? Guess who asked for her? Guess what they said? She told me. She called me. She not crazy. My mother, I would come every week, and my dad looked at me one day and he said, and they were divorced, but my dad would still go and turn her and lift her, put her in the car. They didn't live together. That's just who my dad is. And one day I was there, and because when I come, I rent a car. He come, he lift her, put her in the car for me, follow me where I'm going, lift her, I'll put her in the wheelchair. And then he said, when you done, call me. I'll come back and put your mother back in the car for you. He looked at me one day and he said, Gail, God is going to bless you. He said, your mother only come out the house when you come to when you come here. He said, your mother just be waiting for you to touch down every Wednesday, because she knows she gonna get out the house. And I looked at him and his eyes full of water, and he said, Gail, God is going to bless you. God is going to bless you. I said, no, Daddy, I couldn't have it no other way. That's my mother. That's my mother. And I asked them for her, because she called me and she said, anytime she wants something, she don't call me Gail. She call me Gaily. She said, Gaily, please take me, because if you don't take me, they're going to put me in a nursing home and I'm going to die there. My mother has 12 children. Every one of us got our own house. What is my mother doing in a nursing home? I asked them for her on that conference call. My brother that was arrested for sexually molesting me, who don't have no place to put her. Oh, that would be the worst place for mommy to go with Gail and mommy relationship. Now I'm sitting there like, y'all don't know she called me and told me. So I said, okay. So one of my other brothers said, anybody else making the kind of money Gail make? He said, I didn't think so. He said, anybody else have experience with these disabled people? Gail is the only one with a child with a disability. He said, anybody else have a nanny live in their house that's going to take care of mommy while they're at work? Gail got a live-in nanny, like round the clock. They still say, mm-mm. My older sister took her, called me a month later. They put her in a nursing home. Yeah. But that's just how things is. But I wanted her to know that I tried everything. So I felt it all was well with my soul, because I did everything that I felt I needed to do to make sure I could live out her request. And I want people to understand that when they see people acting in these areas, don't be so stuck on the person, but be stuck on the experiences, because their experiences are directly related to their behaviors. And so it taught me something, that if I didn't get healed, I would be, everybody that comes in contact with me would be hurt and broken, because I was hurt and broken. And so I decided to go back to school, get my license to become a therapist. After I got my healing, open mental health practice, open a nonprofit for sexual abuse survivors and domestic violence survivors. We provide free counseling, free housing, and we have a lawyer that helped them with the legal process to get away from the abuser. I knew that I had to be the change that I seek. What I wanted when I was going through, I decided to be that person for others today. So that was the whole story behind me telling that story, because my mom died without knowing about the other 2 brothers because of her response with the one. So she didn't find out about the other 2. She died with me keeping my mouth closed, because I'm like, if that's how you're going to respond, I ain't even finna go there, because you upset with me about something I had no control of. I'm a 10-year-old. And so I want people to understand, no matter what kind of trauma you've gone through, get healed. Because my daughter was born 2 weeks before my high school graduation. She was born while I was 6 months pregnant. She was only 2 pounds at birth, and they said she wouldn't live past one. She was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. She has never walked in her life. She's still in a wheelchair and she's still in diapers. But she's 33 years old today. She's still alive. And I tell people, I say, you better be careful, because what the enemy, you have to, when the enemy throws something at you, you have to turn that thing around. Because for me, it's in my life, what I see, everything the enemy meant for bad, God turned it around for my good. A disabled child that should have been a burden, she's a blessing, because she led to my first business, group homes for the disabled, making over $600,000 a year at the age of 23, 24. She led to home health care agencies, because now I have the empathy and compassion to care for people that can't help care for themselves. That's a multi-million-dollar income all by itself. The mental health. I tried to kill myself twice. That man, her dad, kicking me in the stomach with steel toe boots. I locked myself in a bathroom and I took a whole bottle of Tylenol. I didn't do nothing but throw up. When that didn't work, I look under the bathroom sink and I drank bleach. Bleach. I tilt the bottle up to my head. My throat was on fire. I didn't die. I decided I was going to go back to school, get my license, and now I have mental health practices in Florida and in the U.S. Virgin Islands. And I have homes over there to help children that have gone through childhood sexual abuse. So for me, it looked like everything the enemy thought was going to keep me down. God took it and he spit it and he was like, that's it.
Come on. Come on. Oh my goodness. You over here blessing my whole life. And you don't look like what you've been through.
Oh, that ain't even nothing, honey. I done had 6 strokes. I done had seizures. They took my license, say I couldn't drive no more because I'd have seizures behind the wheel. Done had 9 blood clots. I don't look like, when I tell you, my God, the God I serve, can nobody tell me about it.
Come on.
Nobody. Absolutely. You can't tell me what he cannot do. My daughter's still in a wheelchair, but God gave me a vision in my bed and showed me. She walked up to my bed and tapped me and said, Mommy, get up. I said, what you doing here? How you got here? She said, I walk, Mommy. I said, how you got here, Abby? She said, I walk, Mommy. I said, God, what it? He said, before you close your eyes. I don't care what. I don't care. I see her in the wheel. She's still in. I don't care. God is not a man that he should lie. Hear
Come
what I tell you.
on. Come on. Come on, Sia. Yes, God. Ooh, Jesus, have mercy. You know I have to bring you back because 30 minutes is just nothing compared to what you just gave us. I like how you talked about the trauma. And as you were talking about it, would you agree that the trauma prepared you for ministry?
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. It anchored me in my faith so strong. It's like I was like, I was mad at God because he didn't let me die.
Yeah.
You know what his response was? Girl, you wish. Before I created you in your mother's womb,
Yeah.
purpose and destiny was inside of you, girl. You ain't going nowhere till I get good and ready. Even if the devil wanted to take you out, he can't do it.
Come
I
on.
sat my little narrow butt down somewhere and just let it alone. I ain't tried no more. I bet you that. I ain't
I
tried
know
no
that's,
more.
I know that's right. Oh my goodness. I mean, what you were saying is so real, and so many people are suffering in silence. And it's so important that we deal with these things, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so that we can be our best selves. Because, like you said, hurting people hurt people. And when we don't deal with this stuff, it passes down to the next generation. That's where we get all
Generational
these,
curses.
that's it, where you get all of these generational curses from. Oh my goodness.
When you chosen by God, you're gonna be rejected by man. I was chosen to be the generational curse breaker. It happened before me. It happened before me. And when it came knocking at my door, I said, "Baby, you ain't come down to my children and my grandchildren. So we gonna do this right now." So my 11 siblings do not talk to me, and it is well with my soul. I pray for them. I wish they get saved. I wish they get with God. I pray for them every day, and I wish them the best. I ask God to touch their hearts and give them a heart of forgiveness, forgive them, deliver them, because I want to see them in heaven. But what y'all not finna do is keep me from stopping generational curse to come on me and my children. No, sir, it ain't coming over here.
Come on, Dr. Gail. Oh my God. When I tell you, you blessing me, you are blessing me because you know, sometimes when you're going through these things and you're going through with family and you're going through it, you know, with friends or what have you, and you just make up in your mind, you know what, God, it's just gonna be you and I. You know, if they rock with me, they rock with me. If they don't, like you said, it's well with my soul because one thing you're not going to do, you're not going to destroy my peace. You're not going to stop my purpose. And either you get with the program or you don't. But what I'm going to continue to do, I'm going to continue to pray for you. But while I'm praying for you, I'm going to keep on moving
Yep.
because
I have
I
three
cannot.
siblings live in the same city. Actually, when
Oh,
last I see them, in the same city, two of them live 20 minutes away from me.
my
The
God.
oldest one told me, she said, I was already gone from the house. What happened with you? And she called the brother that got arrested. I said, I told her the story. She said, well, I can see why mommy got mad. You told a family secret. I'm like, that ain't no secret.
No,
I'm
no.
like, oh, so now you now, mommy, now you said, oh, I said, okay. So
Right,
I wish
right.
them the best. I love them, but you will not take my peace. This
Mm-mm.
peace and this joy that I have, God give it to me, and I ain't getting it away. I'm sorry.
Come on, come on. And look what God is doing. Like you said, you're breaking generational curses. He is blessing you and your bloodline, you know, and little do they know, they if they get in position and they learn how to, you know, allow God to heal them and accept, you know, what has happened and walk in forgiveness, this thing can be broken and they can be just as successful
Mm-mm.
as you and move in purpose and do what God has called them to do.
When I opened my business in the Virgin Islands, the first person that gave a job is my sister that hadn't talked to me for 20 years.
Wow.
Because see, you ain't finna take me to hell with you. Because I'm a walk in forgiveness. I
Come
ain't
on
walking in
here.
no spirit of offense. I ain't walking in unforgiveness. I ain't doing none of that because I intend on seeing my Father in heaven.
Come on.
You just keep all that stuff to yourself. Keep that on your side of the fence. I
Come
ain't
on.
coming over there.
Come on.
And I hired her. She wasn't doing her job. I fired her. I'm like,
I don't blame you.
I gave you a job. Like,
Yeah.
what I'm not going to do is have bring your toxicity over here.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh my goodness. I gotta bring you back because we
Okay,
we
come
gotta
here.
we gotta talk about this because there's so much in this. You talk about the trauma. Oh my goodness, just you know, the rejection and oh my
Abandonment, rejection, shame, guilt, the fact that we have people in the pulpit that refuse, to deal with their childhood trauma so they can get healed, and they're bleeding on the flock and the flock is dying. And instead of them asking a therapist to come into the church and help, their ego and their pride is in the way. So the flock just gonna die. They're just gonna be miserable because nobody coming in my church because they're
come
gonna
on,
take away my tithes and they're gonna take away my authority, and I'm gonna look like a. We
come on.
gotta do.
That's it. That's it. We gotta deal with it so that we can become a healthy church. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
the church is
Oh,
the hospital.
that's
It's
it.
a place for healing, but we
Yes.
can't get healing if all every time we go up in there. How you doing, sister? Again, blessed and highly favored. You dying on the inside, but
Come
how am I
on.
know how to help you if you blessed and highly favored?
Come on. Come on. That's it. That's it. Oh my goodness. Listen, we're gonna have to work on this. You know what? We're gonna have to do something besides this because this is just 30 minutes, but we're gonna have to do something because it's just so much to unpack with that. But I want you to take a moment, tell the people how they can connect with you, tell the people what products or services or events that you have so that they can definitely make sure that they support you.
Well, you can connect with me on my website at www.dr for doctor and the Gail Gail James James.com, or you can email me at drgailjames.com, drgailjames at gmail.com, same thing. And you can reach me on Facebook, Dr. Gail James, Instagram, Dr. Gail James, TikTok, Dr. Gail James, LinkedIn, Dr. Gail James, YouTube, Dr. Gail James. And I have a trauma coaching program, From Trauma to Triumph. And you can find that on my website at www.drgailjames.com. And what we do is a 6-week program to help you heal from your trauma. If you want more than 6 weeks, we can go more. And we also have a business coaching program. So I teach you how to take one business and make it make multiple streams of income. So, example, you like to care for people. You can have the top would be the home health, or you can have just a PCA service, which is not like nurses and CNAs, and that's Medicare accredited. And then you could go down the side, you'd have an ALF for assisted living facility for people that can't come in their home. And then you can have the adult daycare. You can keep people in the daytime, like people that are Alzheimer's, and then the people pick them up in the afternoon. They drop them off in the morning, pick them up in the afternoon. So one business with 3 streams of income. So that's what I do, because I got that down like science. So we have a coaching program. It's called Kingdom Entrepreneur Blueprint. And you can also go to my website at www.drgailjames.com and find that there. We also have the Multi-Millionaire Mindset Club. You can join. You can go to Facebook. You'll find us on there, Multi-Millionaire Mindset. And you can inbox us to ask information how you can join. And we'll give you the information on how to join the Multi-Millionaire Mindset Club.
Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, people of God, y'all want to connect with Dr. Gail James, especially those of you who are dealing with trauma. Let's get healed. Let's go into 24 different. Let's go into 24 with a new mindset. Let's go into 24 healthy mind, body, and soul, so that we can let go of all of this baggage, so that we can begin to operate in generational blessings. And let's get these generational curses behind us. Come on, because it's time for us to do great exploits in the world. And we can't do it when we have all of this baggage and all of this trauma trapped up on the inside of us. I am so excited. I am so thankful for this connection. And you and I are definitely going to stay connected. I'm definitely going to bring you back. And I just say thank you, thank you, thank you again for taking out of your busy schedule to come to the LaKeisha J. Richards Show and just share with my audience a little bit about your story and what God has done. And I'm here to encourage each and every one of you. If you've gone through like Dr. James, trust me, God wants to do some great things in your life. Forgiveness is the key. We cannot make it without forgiveness. Dr. James, just take the next few seconds and just any last words that you want to say before we end on tonight.
I would like to say that no matter what you're going through or what you have gone through, it does not define you. And it's not your permanent place. It's not your permanent destination. It's a temporary address, but not your permanent destination. Don't sit there. Don't stay there. Pray, fast, seek God, and move forward. Now is your time to arise. Arise, because God is calling you.
Come on, arise because God is calling you. I love it. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you on next week at the LaKeisha J. Richards Show. God bless you. 3AB got the sauce, boy.